Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, our producer. Samantha's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
How do you like the curtain that Tom and I masking taped to the door?
It's unique engineering.
I think
but
fits,
it's working.
I think it fits 2020. It's got a really janky.
You're right.
It looks as if if I were you and I got here, you didn't get here before I did today, but had you. And I walked in, I'd look up and be like, "Uh-oh, they're out of money." Because that looks like
that screams out of money.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Really, we're too lazy to go get super glue,
Yeah.
and then we're like, we'll make Butler do it. And then
Tom said he's going to make Butler do it because Butler bullied Tom again this morning.
Yes, he did.
And we'll talk about that tomorrow on the Friday Free Show. Anyway, we have a guest. Let's jump into it. And this is a big deal because Tom is absolutely obsessed. Some would say almost serial killer obsessed with YouTubers and successful YouTubers.
No, I like independent media, and I like people going out and doing things on their own way, and producing their own content the way they want to.
Against the grain.
And then they have their followers, and then it's like no one's telling them how to do it. They're doing it the way they want to, and then their followers appreciate that. It's kind of like we talk to Mike from Mike's Weather Page and stuff. He's like independent. No producers.
He's really only doing it for all of his Drunk Donkey and Conehead fans. I mean, he's doing it for no other reason.
And our next guest, he's doing the same thing.
I'll
obviously,
pop him up
now. Doing stand-up comedy, but has a YouTube channel, and just based on reading about him, has had a million different jobs and is a
super interesting,
super ambitious dude. On the line with us and on Skype, and you can watch it on Twitch if you want to. We got Ben Brainard. How you doing, Ben?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Why did you say Ben Brainard? Why'd you say it like that?
I couldn't help it. It's the bullying. We asked him, how do you pronounce your name? And then he said, Brain Nerd. And then I almost laughed, and then I'm like, I can't wait to say it. And then my
your bully,
my bully brain kicked in, and then I'm like, Brain Nerd.
Ben is
nobody ever gets it right the first time. Not a single person in my life has ever just walked up to me and naturally be like, "It's Brainard, correct?"
Brainard. Yeah, when you say it fast, it's not bullyish, and that's what you should have done. You should.
When you separate it like two different words,
let me help you because we have a guy he's a local YouTuber, but he's he's successful. He's doing it right. He's right in our backyard. Yeah. We have an opportunity to maybe collaborate.
Bigger audience than we do.
Bigger audience than us. We could collaborate with him, and we're off to a good start. Because if you were a good talk show host, you would have said, we've got Ben Brainard on the phone.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Well, why do you do it?
You said because I knew you'd screw it up.
Well, then you're worse than I am.
No, but I love it when you screw it up.
Well, you knew I was going to screw it up, and then you let me do it, and then now you're chastising me for doing it.
Yes.
He's crowing you. Like, is this a constant thing?
100%.
But what you
that's a classic crow.
But what you said,
ooh, the classic crow.
I am giving you the crow classic. We prefer to put the classic.
You
at the
let
end.
me do something knowing I'm going to do it wrong, just so you could yell at me, because that's what you really want.
Original recipe.
You could have done actually what Brock did in the Twitch chat. He just shouted in all caps, "Oh shit, it's the States guy." TikTok. So
Now you have obviously a lot of our listeners follow you, and there's a lot for us to talk about because, like Daniel said, I love when people start their own thing.
It's inspiring, like especially when you see like young cats like you doing it, man. Like not that I'm a super old man, but I like to see young guys like showering.
Yeah, and
what?
No, I just wanted to say that to see if
your followers, they're not going to leave. You can say whatever you want.
I just wanted to see if you guys are paying attention to me.
So Ben, I think this is why I like it so much, and tell me if you agree. So when you like the YouTube, the internet has allowed the whole world with very little overhead to create their own content and put it out there for the world to consume, right? And I like how pure that is, especially and I never do this, but like in the art aspect of it, because no one's telling this artist per se, if you want to go, but this person, the content provider, what the content should be or how to do it or try to mold it the way they should do it. And like that's been what's happened for years.
He just does what he wants
with networks.
Yeah.
And when there's very limited, like when if you want to get on TV, you have to go through a network and a company, and they're going to tell you how you should do it. And this allows everybody to do it their own way, and therefore everybody's producing the purest form of their art or their content, and then the listeners, the public, can decide who they want to follow.
That's kind of your board of directors. How did you decide that this was like something that you wanted to do?
Oh, well, the world ended, and I still desperately craved money and attention. So I needed to find a way to get both. Before this, I was a stand-up comedian, so I was like most of the way to Atlanta when I got an email saying my next 2 weeks of gigs were canceled. So at that moment, I stopped at a cookout parking lot. I ate my feelings and I drove back to Orlando.
Oh, man.
And when I got back, I had just started TikTok. So I decided to do a minute-long sketch every single day of quarantine, not knowing that it would last 7 months in.
Right.
And I made it 14 straight days before I stumbled across the first ever table series, which I guess is what we've decided to all call it collectively, which is basically just DC had invited the 5 most populated states in the country to talk about how they're handling the virus, and Florida was also there. And people fell in love. The first one took off, and I decided just to run with it and see how far I could go with it. And it's still growing, so I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, no, because
why would you?
And you brought up you were doing the grind that we know tons of stand-up comedians that that's what you have to do if you want to become a successful stand-up. You just have to grind it out.
Chip away.
That's actually one of the things that I tell anybody who's willing to listen. Stand-up comedy, sketch art, whatever you're doing, you don't have to be the funniest person in the room. You just have to be the hardest working person in the room.
Yeah, and let's talk about that, Ben, because just from reading your bio and stuff, you are familiar with hard work.
It's an amazing bio for a 12-year-old. I got to tell you. I look at it, I'm like, my God, you've done more than I'm 44, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's lived a lot, 7 lives.
So you've had a lot of jobs since you were 16, and it seems like you're just that type of personality where you're a grinder. You're super ambitious, and you're just a hard worker. And let me talk to you about that.
Okay.
So I've got a 5 and a 6-year-old, and I am scared to death every day that I'm screwing them up in some way. I'm doing the wrong thing, and the number one thing that I want them to have is a solid work ethic, and to have that that grind. But I don't know if I could teach that, and I think it's ingrained in people, and so.
What are your thoughts?
The best you can do. I'm not a parent, and I probably never will be, for the good of the children. But I don't think you can teach that. I think the best you can do is just lead by example. Show them that you can work hard and also be a good dad, and have them learn from that. I have an older brother. We grew up in the exact same situation. I don't want to disparage him live on the internet because he is also a person on Twitch and probably will watch this. But I think we as people, we're just two completely different people, just in every aspect. So I don't think that's a thing that you can just teach as a parent. It just kind of happens.
So you're saying your brother's lazy. I heard that.
No, I didn't out loud. Well, you said that, Tom. That wasn't me.
I hear you, Ben. So, but it's interesting too, because it kind of relieves me, because since this is something that wasn't I guess trained into you, or your drill sergeant dad didn't make you work every day until.
But I don't think that's it.
You know what I'm saying? You just have this grind in you, and it's just part of your personality.
I think you're doing it though without even knowing. I think that the fact that your sons see you work hard is all that is needed because I
But
don't.
that's not going to make them work hard. Either they're going to have the grind or they don't. And if they don't, fine. That's no better. Like, you could be totally happy without the grind.
My dad didn't teach it to me, but I did admire the fact that he worked hard.
Yeah, but Ben.
This is what you have to do. Here's what I think, Tom. What you have to do is become just the worst dad.
Yeah. I've contemplated that. I'm working on that, actually.
We're so close. I'm
glad you brought that up, Ben.
We are literally days away from hitting, that sweet, sweet spot.
That's my plan.
Because what they're going to do, they're going to turn like 12, 13, 14, be like, wow, I want to get out. How do I get out? And the world is going to be like, money. And they're going to be like, how do I get that? And the world is going to be like, work 8 jobs right now forever. And they're going to be like, okay, whatever I got to do to get out of Dad's house.
Yeah. No, I was going to...
Or if you get a little too much, then they kill you in your sleep.
So, Ben, I was about to...
Be careful with your pushing.
Almost like contradict to what I even want, too, because I do think, and I have seen people, and I'm interested in your opinion, where the grind gene or whatever that is that you have and a lot of people have,
grindability,
that can be a curse, because I've seen plenty of people that they have that obsession of success and like that work ethic.
Then you get addicted to the grind, and then you have no relationships, you have no friends,
and you'll grind your way to be rich. But you look back and you're like, man, I've worked insanely hard for so many years, but I hadn't how many fun.
Yeah.
Like, and then you look at
Jimmy Buffett talks about it in the song "It's My Job."
Then you look at your lazy brother, and you're like, this guy's living the life. Yeah. I've been working my whole life. So
look, I don't think my brother's that lazy, but I do look at him sometimes and be like, that's nice.
Yeah.
This is actually, I'll do a recent example. I actually just drove up to Gainesville like a couple days ago to visit my best friend for the first time all summer. Yeah, he's going to UF for like nursing, I think, and he's getting married in March. And I lived with him for like 2 years during high school. So we're like best friends, and I have not seen him all summer. He works like a pressure washing job with his dad. I do this. So I drove up to Gainesville a couple of days ago. His school just started back up, and I tried to stay off my phone the entire time, but my entire work is online on my phone. So I had to go do not disturb, keep my phone in my pocket, sit on it, throw it away. And the whole time there was a part of me going like, you're not doing something you should be doing right now.
Yep,
there
I get that.
You're not doing.
Yeah,
and, like, not that I didn't have fun. I had fun. We were in the moment. We went out to eat safely as possible.
Yeah.
We had some ice cream and dipped. I got recognized in the ice cream shop by 2 dudes that did not want to approach me. They just kind of out loud went, "Oh my God, that's the guy from TikTok," and then I just completely ignored it.
That's crazy. Hey, it's Nerd Brain, and what's he doing with this pressure washing nurse?
So, Ben, I want to, and you bring up a good point. It's like when you're built with that grind gene, you never, you just always feel like you should be working, and that's part of it, and that's probably why you're successful.
We definitely have that too, and it stinks sometimes.
Yeah. It's like you can't really truly relax without feeling guilty about it. Like you're like, I should be working.
You have to. What I've figured out, sort of, I'm still a baby in all of this, but what I've kind of figured out what works for me is scheduling relaxation time. Making relaxing part of your actual job, and then you don't feel as guilty about it. Just like getting it into your brain that scientifically proven relaxing and taking some time off is good for you. I think takes some of the guilt away from it. But you really have to go into your calendar, schedule like a week in advance. This is the day that I'm taking off. I'm not answering emails. I'm not taking calls. I'm just hanging out with my friends. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to do something that doesn't involve work. But if you schedule it like that, then you don't feel as guilty about putting stuff off.
So now that you've sort of pivoted or transitioned from stand-up comedy, you knew the world, put on the brakes. You're doing the TikTok now. You're on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. Is this the path now, or does comedy still play in, or do you just dedicate yourself?
Comedy still for sure is gonna be my thing. I love the base that I've built from doing these sketches. I don't think I'm gonna stop. I'm very much a take it as it comes, cross that bridge when I get there kind of guy. but I love stand-up comedy. I've already started doing some shows already.
Nice.
But I don't see myself ever stopping stand-up comedy.
It for a lot of people like you, Ben, it's almost an addiction, and they always crave that live interactions. And it seems like even
that's what's so sad right now.
Content providers that start with, and there's one at the Orlando Improv this weekend, and it's funny because we were just talking about like, oh, we didn't hear from him, and then we looked up and like, oh, and just like most YouTubers and like social media, like I guess start comedians, they sell out instantly and they don't need to do any promotion, and that seems like more and more common, and probably a lot easier for clubs where it's like, oh, well, we don't have to do any media, we don't have to pay for any media, because a lot of the clubs, they pay the local radio station
big bucks just to go on local radio, and I don't want to disparage the guys that are doing it, but a lot of times just because I started in stand-up comedy, I got to see a lot of times it was people would get big on the internet, YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, whatever. And whoever their agent or their manager would convince them to do stand-up comedy, sell out these clubs. They would get one show and everyone would be like, please don't have this person back. Like it was a novelty thing where they wanted to meet this famous YouTuber, but the guy or the girl was just terrible at stand-up comedy. And I've done it the opposite way, where I did stand-up. I got good enough at stand-up. Like I was getting booked. I had every weekend booked. I wasn't like doing A clubs across the country, but I was like touring. I was featuring for some people. So I got good enough at stand-up comedy, and then I got semi-famous. So when I go sell out these clubs, they're going to be like, we want you back. You were actually funny.
And what are the numbers, just to give some of our listeners that may not be familiar with you, like some of your videos like on TikTok and YouTube, what kind of numbers are we talking about here?
So if we just want to go follower count, I'm probably pushing like 1.5 million across all platforms. I just got verified on TikTok a few days ago.
Congrats.
I'm at 1.3 million on there.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, man.
At 127,000. But if we want to talk video views, TikTok obviously is going to be the most.
Sure.
Because that's where I have all the followers at. But I just posted 2 videos yesterday. The first video got 1.4 million views and 345,000 likes. The second video only got 157,000 views and 42,000 likes. But that one was very much about the state of Arizona. So the people who like that are going to be from Arizona.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Ben,
that's crazy, man. Congrats on all your success too. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm fascinated with all this, obviously, and I'm sure our listeners are tired of hearing me.
Well, it's like watching somebody mine or drill for oil, like live.
Talk about
weird,
why I'm fascinated, but I'm interested to talk to you about like the content that you provide, and a lot of people on like TikTok and stuff. So, like me and Daniel, like when we started podcasting in like 2009, it was new. We came from talk radio. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we came from terrestrial radio. So we're like,
I've never heard of talk. Is that a thing where people like they're on the radio and they just talk? Is that?
Oh, but yes, man. We make fun of it too. It's old man BS.
It might as well be cave paintings at this point. You know? Like,
I'm so glad.
I don't know if this was in my bio, but I actually was a talk radio host for like a whole summer when I was 16 or 17 years old.
Damn. Wow. How old are you now, Ben, by the way?
I'm 24, and I've had like 37 jobs.
Yeah.
I haven't counted recent, but I think I'm up to about 37 now.
I like at 16, you checked off something that grown men want for their entire lives, and they die in hockey jerseys all across the nation.
How did that happen, by the way? How did you get into a talk, and where was it?
It was actually my local church. So at the time, it's not like I was a really big Christian. I guess I was at the time just because of what I was doing. But it mostly started when I get to high school. I had a friend that invited me out to church. I checked it out and whatever. And this was also about the time I was starting to turn 13, 14. I realized that I really didn't like being at home. I didn't like my home life. My parents were kind of they're a lot better now. So I don't mind saying this out loud on the internet. But they were kind of drunk and yelling at each other every night. So that's kind of what I grew up with.
Hold
and
on, write
my
that
older
down.
brother was
All
kind
right,
of,
all
he
right.
chose like.
Hold on a second.
Hold on,
Tom and I are
I'm
writing this
down.
down.
Keep doing it. It'll turn you,
Yeah.
turn my sons into a millionaire.
Yeah.
Didn't work for me, so
Well, it's hit or
You have
miss.
to convince
Yeah,
the
yeah.
older brother to also go towards that path a little bit.
Okay. Was there any
Because then that'll
drywall?
isolate one of the children completely from the family.
Is there any drywall punching or slapping around, or is it just audible?
Not for me. Not for me. I pretty much ignored it. I stayed out of the house as much as I could. My senior year of high school, I was actually the senior class president. I was the president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was the president of the drafting academy. I played 3 sports. I ran cross country, played soccer and track.
Wow.
And I held down a job the whole time. So
you got the motor.
I did everything I could to stay out of the house. And that doesn't even get into the stuff that I was doing with the church, because at that time I was also running like all the audio technical stuff for the youth church. And I was a Sunday school teacher for like 4th and 5th grade kids.
So you're standing in the back and you're like, all right, and cue Jesus from the rafters. Here he comes. Let's put a spotlight on him. And lasers, blood lasers, go.
But the talk show specifically, this was, oh man, I can't remember what year it was. It probably spanned a couple different years of high school. I was really big in the teen church is what we called it, which was like our high school like youth service basically. It was designed for the kids, and we did a lot of outreach programs and stuff. I moved a lot of people from houses. I spread a lot of mulch that time. We did a lot of like giveaways and outreach stuff. Like it was really cool. But one of the things they had was every Saturday they would do a radio show, and it was hosted by the youth pastor at the time. And he would just have, some of the youth come on and talk every week. And the first time that I was on, he said that I sounded so natural on the radio, he wanted me back. And after like 3 weeks of doing that, he basically pulled me aside and said, I'm going to step down from hosting this. I want you to fill it in.
Wow.
And I said, oh, I'm 13, but okay.
Yeah, that's odd to me.
I've been trying to get 13-year-olds to come over here and start a radio show with me for weeks.
Yeah, by the way, I'm going to still be combing my son's hair when they're
months.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not even joking.
He brushes it long. It's long hair.
My son's in 1st grade. I'm putting his pants on.
His sons live in a tower, and he won't let them leave, and they're growing their hair long, so eventually they can climb out the...
No chance, compared to Ben.
I'm reading... I know the guys listening to the podcast right now can't see this, but I'm reading the Twitch chat right now. And someone said, hardworking, talented, and a good Samaritan. Thank you for the compliments. But I do want to make a distinction that working for the church is not what makes you a good Samaritan, other than the fact that that's actually where the story comes from of the Good Samaritan.
Correct.
You can be a good person and not be in the church.
Yep.
And I think that's what you should take away from the story. I enjoyed doing that stuff because I liked helping people, not because I was a good Christian lad and my parents sent me away.
You weren't doing that because of God guilt. You were doing it because you care about people. I get it.
Ben, I also noticed a talent that you have. It's a younger generational talent in
He
media.
kind of looks like a young Butler, too, doesn't he?
Well, he has the ability to talk to us, do the interview, and read the Twitch chat room.
Yeah,
Multitasker.
You can't do that.
No. I'm old man radio. I need dark room.
Yeah.
I need to stare at
Cigarette,
nothing.
coffee.
I need to stare at
I'm not
my
sure
bobbleheads.
how much of this is because I'm a young person with 2 eyes, or how much of this is because I have unchecked ADHD.
Oh, well,
I got diagnosed in January for the first time in my life. I'd always wondered because up to that point I was always just like, why aren't you applying yourself? And I was like, what do you mean? And then in January I went to, God, this is such a dumb story. Basic training, Army. There was a guy who slept next to me who had a master's in psychology. And after 8 weeks sleeping directly next to this guy, he was like, hey, Brainard, I think you have ADHD. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, also, you have these other things, but don't worry about that stuff. Just get it checked when you leave. And in January, I finally got it checked. And the guy gave me the list of things to check off the box. And before I even finished it, he was like, no, you have ADHD. This is for sure.
And did you get the Adderall?
I do have Adderall. I never take it unless I have so much stuff going on during the day that I need it. Because there's some there's some side effects. They're manageable, but there's some side effects that just make me like, it gives me dry mouth. It's appetite suppressant.
That's
it
good.
keeps me awake. Whenever I come down after like 6 hours, I get like a little bit of an upset stomach and a little bit of a headache. These are all manageable things, but I try not to
do
take
you
it
spray diarrhea to the point where your coworkers like are forced to walk out of the building because it smells like burning baked beans?
They're clowning on me, Ben, because I did the same thing like a couple years ago.
Years ago, every morning it smells like a tire filled with baked beans is set on fire in here.
And I was in my mid 30s before I got I got the Adderall prescription, and then all of a sudden it started helping me.
By the way, I've been telling him for 3 years that he had ADD.
I think it's longer than that.
And,
Probably.
I think you told him at the radio station.
And I used to just think I was a bumbling idiot, that I couldn't do simple tasks, and I was like,
now he's a bumbling idiot with diarrhea.
Well, you know what it is? It's the first time I took Adderall for the first time, I out loud was like, "Why are there still wars in the world? Like, people just think normally brains work this well, and we still have problems in the world. I don't get it."
Yeah.
But the thing that makes you shit consistently is the it's the upper. I don't know. I forget what the actual name. Coffee. Caffeine's the same thing. It's a stimulant.
It's amphetamine.
It make you shit. Yeah.
It's good old meth. It's what old Walter White was making.
Yeah.
He knew. Him and Pinkman, they knew meth is.
It's good stuff. Tom calls it podcast crack.
It's microdosing meth.
What you could do, Tom, is actually just drink coffee. Caffeine is a stimulant, and therefore it actually treats a lot of the symptoms of ADHD, and that's why Adderall works. It's a stimulant, but with some other things which help it more. But stimulants will help your ADHD.
Yeah. No, I know. I feel it kick in, and then I'm like, I can think now. I can concentrate on my. And then when I'm off it, or I forget to get my prescription, or whatever, like I'm all over the place. I'm like trying to do 20 things at once. I get constantly distracted by everything. I get distracted every 2 seconds. Also, I'm high, so that doesn't help.
That does not help.
THC.
Then you get drunk.
Yeah. Then I use the alcohol to bring me down, and then the THC. I'm
my brain, like between alcohol and marijuana, and then my anxiety drug, because I'm on anxiety drugs. I'm not on the Adderall. But between all the drugs that I take, my brain feels as if I'm a log roller. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm a Canadian log roller, and I'm just dancing. Like, I go backwards, that slows down, and then forward, and I do that for 24 hours.
So bizarre. Like, we take all this stuff, and then we're actually able to function properly. People exist that don't need these things, and that makes me mad just daily.
My wife's like that, and I hate it. Like, my wife is like naturally organized and good at a lot of stuff, and calm and like logical, and I'm just not that
calm, logical person. But man, if you move in my peripheral, I have to see it.
Okay, yeah, I'm like that too.
So, Ben,
and we are going to run out of time.
Sorry, yeah.
Because I'll talk to you all day, man. This is fun.
So back to producing content. So how long is your average TikTok video, and like the piece of content, what would you say the average is that you put out?
Okay, so I'll just give the quick rundown. I get asked this question a lot, how long it takes me to put out videos and stuff like that. So I'll just give you the basic rundown of what I tell people usually. TikTok videos can go from 1 second to 59 seconds. Videos on every other platform can go as long as you want them. For Facebook to pay me, I needed my videos to be at least 3 minutes. So when I started doing these videos, I wanted to be able to put out a 3-minute video for everywhere so that I could get paid on Facebook, but also chop it up in a way where it makes sense in 59-second clips for TikTok. So when I write my scripts, what I'll do is I'll go on my Facebook page on Saturdays. Right now, I'm focused more on doing like weekly news. So I'll go on my Facebook posts on Saturdays. I'll ask the wide group of fans that I have, hey, what stories have I missed this week? They'll give me like 1,000, 2,000 comments of headlines that made national news that I probably didn't see. I'll make a list of that in a notes app. And then when I sit down the next day to write my script, I'll just go headline by headline, Google it, look up the actual facts of the case. It takes an hour to 2 hours to actually get the facts and then sit down and write a script. I try to get about 3 to 5 minutes. If it goes 6 minutes or longer, I'll chop it up into 2 separate videos, so I keep 2 short 3-minute videos. And then when I write a script, not all the way through, but I will write a 59-second script and then a little bit of a transition and then another 59-second script. So that when you're watching it all together, it makes sense and it flows. But if you're watching it on TikTok, these are completely separate standalone videos that make complete sense all on their own.
God damn. That's a lot of work into one video, TikTok video.
That's just the beginning of it. I haven't even gotten into filming and editing and posting.
That's not even making the video. That's just planning the video.
I'm not joking, Ben. Me and Daniel get in here. We're like, what do you want to talk about? Like, I don't know. Turn it on now.
Yeah, turn it on.
Just to say
Normally he goes, turn it on. And I'm like, I don't know how. and then we go, and then we sit for a solid 15 minutes. We just go, help, help. And we just yell, help. And then Sam comes in, and I'm like, whoa, look at her. She's beautiful. And then she's like, stop sexually harassing me. And I'm like, just turn this on. I don't know.
What do you want to talk about? I don't know.
And I'm like, where's my mom?
You hire a woman that has a dyed hair of an unnatural color, and she just knows how to do millennial things. Even if she's not, she knows how to do it. She's learned the ways of the millennial.
Yeah. She can weave in and out of their culture.
So, Ben, do you think do you do any long form content, like kind of go back to your radio days where you actually like you do some like podcast form content where it's longer or whatever, not based on like sketch? Do you have any interest in doing any of that?
Yes. I actually have, I think 4 episodes of a podcast recorded. And I recorded all of these episodes before quarantine. I had an idea for a podcast, and I was really interested in doing it. Now I probably will do it, now that I have a following. But I need to figure out a way to do it via the internet and safely. But the idea is more of like sharing stories from school, getting people on to share like high school, college age stories of just like the shenanigans that we all got into.
Okay.
The other thing that I can think of right now, obviously stand-up is long form. I just did 52 minutes for the first time in my life the other day in Jacksonville, and that was very tiring. So I have that going. And then I Twitch stream now. So every Wednesday, this is a really cool thing that I think you guys might be interested in at some point. Every Wednesday, I do a Twitch stream with other creators, and I get semi-famous guys, people verified on TikTok, one of my friends. I actually just invited Beth Stelling to do it next week. So she's going to be on next week doing it. And we play just really simple internet games, Jackbox games. So it's like the example I give, Quiplash, is a game where they give you 2 questions, and it's either a question or a fill in the blank. You have to give the funniest response that you can. And then you go head to head with someone random, and then the audience chooses which one was funnier. So I stream it. I get a bunch of people in a Discord chat, so all these famous TikTokers and stuff, and then we just watch it. We just play on Twitch for like 2 hours, and we have like, I think we just did it yesterday. We do Wednesdays from 6 to 8. We had like 200 some people watching the whole time, just watching us play games and being stupid on the internet.
That is awesome.
That's a great idea. Now, Tom is laughing. The reason you're hearing Tom laughing is you mentioned Discord. And the only thing Tom knows of Discord is that people
I was wondering why he was laughing.
People
now
like
I
to
know.
show their irritated wieners on there. Some of our listeners have a
See, we're in a different generation.
Yeah, when you're an old man and you're on TikTok, or excuse me, when you're an old man and you're on Discord, you show your red irritated ding dong.
Why?
Yeah.
That's a great question, Ben. I question that every day.
Ben, I don't know either.
Yeah. It's all I know about Discord.
I don't do that.
I thought it was only.
You can leave. You can leave the Discord chat. You don't have to stay.
No, I leave every time I see a ding dong. I leave.
They want to do it, Ben. I don't know, but our listeners
like some people I think sit around and they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna have a good day today unless I show somebody this thing.
Well, it's the old man version of what we had as kids. And I say that not being a kid right now, weirdly. We had what was it? Omegle and chat roulette was the thing back when I was back in the day. And it was basically just this thing. Not that I ever did it, but kids would go on there and just like, hey, tits for dick. Mm-hmm. And you would just skip until you found a woman, because most of the time it was just old dudes on the internet with their dicks out trying to masturbate in front of children. And wow, okay, pedophilia. I'm just now realizing how gross that website was. Like just now, in this moment.
Yeah, I just realized it as you said it, how gross it was, and I X'd out the browser. He's like,
don't do
It's bad.
it was embarrassing.
Well, Ben, throw out all your information so people can follow you on TikTok and
and hopefully when
YouTube
things get a little better since you're local, man, we'd love to have you in here. I mean, if you're comfortable with that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
When things get
honestly, I'm comfortable now. I never leave my room unless I'm going to like a place that I trust.
Yeah.
So I don't mind coming in the studio whenever. But if you're listening and you don't know who I am already, I do have social media. Just to give you an idea of what I do, I make, I guess they could be categorized political satire videos now. I play all of the states in America and the government. I play them as human beings. We all sit down at a table and just discuss how poorly everyone is doing, because no one is doing well. And I do it in a comedic way. I talk about the news weekly. I have another idea coming down the pipeline where I'm gonna shoot it in like a reality TV show style, where all the states are living in the same house and just having shenanigans ensue.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. But if you want to see my videos, you can follow me. Obviously, TikTok is the big one. All my stuff is really my name. So Ben_Brainard on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Facebook is Ben Brainard Comedian. Twitch is Ben_Brainard. I have a Patreon. That's the one I'm missing. Patreon. If you want to support me financially, you're more than welcome to donate to my Patreon. Subscribe. I do extra stuff for my patrons. You guys get content early. You guys get a say in what the content is going to look like. You guys, if I have a stand-up show, patrons get first dibs on tickets.
Discord?
I don't have a Discord server for
Good.
my fans.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you don't.
Oh, yeah, because it's just
Yeah, if you want
it's
a place to go and share your
whole
big red dick.
irritation.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to look at, if you want to play doctor, just go to Discord and just.
Like,
I
why
will not diagnose
Yeah.
your stuff.
Yeah.
Please don't send me weird pictures.
Yeah.
You'll
You'll see red for sure.
You should see it, Ben. It's, I'm like, why would you post that?
It's the red wave.
Hide that.
I am officially a victim of the Red Scare now. Like, I wasn't before this. Before it was just about communism. Now it's about dicks. I am terrified of big red meat.
It's McCarthy crazy in there, so stay out of there. Well, brother, thank you so much for the time, and let's do it again, okay?
All right. Have me on whenever.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Take
Ben.
care.
I appreciate
See you,
it,
Ben.
See ya.
That is Ben Brainard, live from his room that he never leaves.
Oh yeah, man. Nothing makes me feel old like I see a young, super ambitious guy that's now
How cool is that guy,
navigating
right?
the
He's
new
really nice.
world
Killing it.
of media
Yeah.
and stuff, and like that's the future.
He's
of what it is.
awesome.
And I'm laughing at all our old.
What's he,
man.
24? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
God, I hope when my daughter's 24, she's like that.
Like I have no idea what TikTok even how it even
Never
works.
been on there. But I am
Yeah.
starting a new service called Ding Dong. And
I thought Discord was
just
only about-
red. You have to be red to enter. If you're not red,
Oh.
I'd rather be dead than red. Or red than dead. What? I don't know.
Also, man, that whatever that drive that he naturally has, like he would be successful at anything he did. And like if you have that drive where you're just like a workaholic, you just want to succeed at whatever you're doing, man, then you're good.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. But I think it must be some gene or something you're born with, and
Maybe
whoever
she's
is
born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
because he's gonna be fine
Yeah, he'll be good.
for whatever he does.
Anything he chooses to do. If he wanted to start a Discord, it would be the reddest Discord
Yeah.
on Discord.
Because it makes sense. Because if you just never stop working at it, you'll eventually, no matter what, get pretty far.
That's what Tuttle's doing.
Yeah.
He just refuses to quit, and his numbers are growing because they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Let's take a. Bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here, and Butler is in the other room, I believe.
So
You ever been attacked by a bird?
maybe when I was a kid, I went to this park. There was like a bird we all knew that this bird was protecting its nest, and then if you like rode your bicycle by it, it would swoop down and try to peck your head. It never would touch you, but it would swoop at you, and we'd all ride by and we're like, ah, you know.
Let's go antagonize it till it dies.
yeah. So we just made
That's what little boys do, right? They get on their bikes and you go, this. We're really bothering this bird. I know it was here first. But let's go kick its nest.
It'll instinctually dive bomb us until it's run out of energy and dies.
Then when it lands on the ground, we'll beat it with a stick. With a piece of dry bark I found.
And then its babies will slowly die.
Birds are scary.
Who was Sunny D?
It's like orange juice, but better.
Poo-poo flies. They're back.
Oh, no.
Call Burn. We need to change our poo-poo fly sticky paper.
Oh, yeah. It's filled.
Oh my God.
Did he not give us the refills?
No, he did. He said
he
he
must have hooked me up
He
at my
said he
house.
doesn't trust us with the refills. He said you'll get these stuck everywhere.
Butler has one of his feet as shoes.
Oh, my God.
So
I went in there. I looked down on the paper, and I swear to God, it's there's 1,000 poop gnats on it. I'm like, well, we need more than just a light. We need something bigger. Gonna need a bigger light.
Jaws. So anyway, birds. They attack people, and who saw this video first?
Oh, I've been seeing it all over social
Okay.
media. People have been sharing it
So-
the past couple days.
And this person has like a Ring doorbell.
It's a Ring doorbell video, and the lady posted it basically saying that this crow has been antagonizing her for weeks now. It waits for her to get home.
Okay.
And like,
I know that
attacks her. And so she finally caught video of it, and it's pretty funny.
You and Daniel didn't do anything today, did you?
Now, one of the funniest things is as she's running in terror as the crow is dive bombing her, she runs headfirst into her wooden deck fencing.
I'm pretty sure it looks like she trips at the bottom of the steps
it's
there.
like she
okay.
trips over the concrete, I think. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Look, she's in panic mode. I don't blame her. Also, that boyfriend needs to protect her.
Oh yeah.
What's he holding? Mick
She's
Ultra?
yelling, it won't let us
He
in
looks
the
like
house.
he's holding a case of Mick Ultra.
He's got some type of beer, I think.
So
So now he's walking up to the door by himself. She's standing in the back a little bit.
I'll give this crow a Mick Ultra here. Hold on. Hey, crow. It's only got 96 calories, 2 carbs.
It's coming at her.
You're good.
Oh, that hurt her knees bad.
I didn't open the door. Stop. Go.
Wow, that thing's mad. Oh, it's mad.
I don't know, man. I might have to take that crow out.
Oh, I'd kill it. Yeah, I'd get a broom and I'd go outside and I'd whack it until it's dead.
It's funny that a human being is scared of a 1 pound crow.
Well,
Birds will mess you up.
It'll peck your face, and nobody wants their face pecked.
Yeah, but I think you can punch it out of the air pretty. I mean,
No.
it's hollow bird bones. It's
You
1
can't.
pound.
It's moving, though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard to punch.
But
you think you could punch a crow out of the air?
Well,
did you just hear that?
I think so.
And people look at me and like, why are you giving him guff?
Well, I couldn't run up.
Why are you
to
being
it.
rude to Tom?
I'm saying if it was coming at me,
Swooping at
There's
you.
no way you could punch a crow out of the air.
to peck my head,
I would be flailing crazy, though, yeah.
I think I could hit it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like so fast.
Oh, yeah,
that
you're just going to go.
It's not a bee where it's like.
No, just do a
you know.
windmill. You'll hit him eventually.
yeah. I think I.
I mean, you might whack one of its wings and it like, why?
Yeah.
No, you're not going to be able to punch a bird. That's why you get a broom and you just start whacking it.
I think I could, like, if I hit it with my hands, it would damage it enough where it wouldn't come back, or it would be hobbled to like go die somewhere.
You have to kill the bird, and I'm sick of people acting like these things are pets or they're good. They're not good for us.
Well, it's probably mad because it's got a nest nearby.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And,
move your
Super
nest.
aggressive.
yeah, and then, but you know, I
Can't
think
live my life that way. Every day you come home, there's a crow waiting to attack you.
We had a blue jay.
if you wanted to,
Blue
like,
jays are real protective.
They're territorial, I
Yeah.
believe. We had a blue jay that would dive bomb me and my dad. But my dad, he would get mad about the bees. He'd get mad about the squirrels. But for whatever reason, with the blue jay, he'd just be like, "I'll just put a hat on." Like he was like okay with it.
Yeah, because blue jay, if it's like
I
a
think
bird
he
or
understood. Like I think my dad was kind of like, "Well, I'm near its nest." Like he just put
Like
some
bees,
crappy hat he had on, like a dad hat.
It's just, bees are just bugs, and the squirrels are basically rodents. You know what I'm saying?
but birds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a higher respect level.
Yeah,
But
he didn't-
birds are rodents with wings.
But he wasn't. That's what I think. But my dad, he wouldn't shoot it with a BB gun.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wouldn't.
He had
chop
respect
the
for
yeah,
birds.
he did have respect for birds.
That's
My dad did not. He shot a white dove out of a tree
Oh, white dove!
with
At
a BB gun.
at a wedding.
My God!
Yeah, it was like they just released it. He shot it out of the air.
Redneck wedding.
Who shoots a white dove?
A sociopath.
Yeah. Like
in
they're
front of his 3 children.
a symbol of Christmas.
I think I think it's a sign of peace,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
It's the international sign of peace. It's like a dove with an olive branch
Yeah, yeah.
in its mouth because I think biblically Noah would have released that, right? And then it flew out, and then bringing back the olive branch was their way of knowing that
land was
that
close.
there was, or at least the waters from the great flood had receded enough for them to begin his new life of repopulating the earth that had been punished by a spiteful Jesus who flooded everything. And there must have been millions of bodies stinking up.
Yeah.
I mean, just tons, just tattered
lines
robes,
are-
bloated men, women, and children everywhere. It's like a sea of nightmares.
What are the herbivores going to eat? There's nowhere in trees. Also,
Eat these bloated bodies.
you're 400 years old, Noah. Are you going to start repopulating the earth, pumping your old lady?
I would.
Like,
Ain't nothing stopping me from pumping.
she's definitely barren, right? She's an old lady.
I don't know.
She's gone through the
You'd have to-
change.
Is she as old as he is?
You'd have to
Because
talk.
usually they married younger,
You
right?
probably have to talk
Yeah,
to a
but-
gynecologist to see if it's safe.
But even if he did marry younger, he's 400 years old. So, like, his young bride would age with him, unless there's
It's
there's
God's
that
will,
magic.
man.
Yeah.
There's that magic too. Was she young, smoking hot? Can have a bunch of kids?
He did have an arc.
Then what are your kids? Are your kids then having kids with each other? Because that's gonna turn out bad. So lots of questions there. Seemingly ridiculous if you believe
Do
it.
you do it?
I'm just
Wait,
saying.
are you doing it in the ark?
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah, on the hay. It
Well,
stinks.
the animals
Oh,
are
man, it
everywhere,
hurts.
right?
Yeah. It stinks. Have you ever been in a barn? It stinks.
I've been in a barn. How do you?
Even
I've
if you
also
get near a
been in
horse barn,
I've
it's-
also been in a dress barn with my mom. You remember dress
Which
barn?
is also the worst name for a store.
Yeah, it's for cows, big fat cows.
That's terrible.
If you shop at dress barn, you're a big fat cow. I'll just throw that out there. Well, I remember going to a lot of those places with my mom.
Well,
Talbots? Look up Talbots. Talbots is a store in the mall for little old ladies, like little midget old ladies, like little people old ladies. That's all they sell.
Yeah.
Little suits.
Yeah.
They sell mariachi suits for little old ladies at Talbots. That's what they sell.
Why are these little old ladies wearing mariachi suits?
I don't know. That makes you look weird.
Yeah.
Wear what everybody else is wearing. You'll blend in.
Yeah.
But when you're a little old lady and you wear a mariachi suit, you stick out like a sore thumb. I'm like, holy crap. The mariachi bass player's here.
It's like that joke from The Office that Angela's like, I only shop at, I buy my clothes from small colonial dolls.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Birds.
Birds.
yeah.
You're talking about the
Yeah,
birds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're justified if you go out and blast this crow away, right? I mean, who...
No, I wouldn't use a gun because I'm not going to take one of my
Can you,
shotguns outside.
call animal control
Yes.
and have them remove
100%.
Yeah.
But your better bet, because they're going to take forever. Your better bet's to get one of these like the place Ross used to use, Wildlife Busters.
Oh, yeah.
Like one of those guys.
Will they relocate
Yes.
the crow?
Yeah.
Or they just kill it like
Well,
a
depending
raccoon?
on what it is, it's either humane or, I mean, it's always humane, but if it's like a pest, I would imagine it would be exterminated. And if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this crow, maybe he's, I don't know, where do crows?
There's no shortage of crows in the world.
No.
Yeah. It's, I think there's crows aplenty around right
Yeah.
now, so it doesn't matter. One less crow. What?
Are you threatening your wife right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
don't know. If I have all of this on tape.
I'm just saying that day after day, when a crow is
Crowing
calling
at you. Yeah.
and
Pecking.
and every time you get home, you're like, oh my god,
Pecking
the
and
crow
flapping.
again. And then every time you leave your house, you're like, oh, thank God I'm away from that crow. I'm saying
But I gotta go talk to the.
after a while, if the
Well, I
crow
gotta-
just disappeared, what
But I
no
will
one's
have
gonna-
to go to the studio, and if it's not the crow, it's that little crazy hamster I work with. Remember Hamster Man?
Yeah. Don't do that.
Let's.
What are you gonna do?
Let's do a voicemail.
We gotta go though. What the hell?
I don't know.
We gotta go though.
We gotta go though with a crow dog.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
bye.
bye.
Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am cuckoo banana crazy.
So our never-ending effort
What?
to...
Well, I'm sorry. What was that? Saranara. That's what the Japanese say when they go goodbye. They go saranara.
In our conquest to do less work.
Yes.
I came up with the idea. I got the best ideas.
You're an idea guy. I will tell you, Tom comes in, and almost every day you come in and you're like, I couldn't sleep last night, dude.
Yeah.
I was up all night.
Yeah. That's what crazy people say about me.
Yeah, and then he'll go. Well, first of all, I tell him, I'm like, I'm dying, I'm sick, and I'm mashing on my belly, and then he's like, hurry up and get this done so I can be crazy with you. Yeah. And then he goes,
I got Butler working on a new crazy idea every day, and I never go back to it. It's
You
one
never-
after
yeah,
another.
never.
By the way, he doesn't either, so it's fine.
I know.
How does it feel to always? I want to interview. Have we done a Chatting with the Masters with Butler?
No.
He's almost there. Like he's very close to getting there. Tony Palmiotti, no dice, he'll never
No
get
dice.
one. But Butler's very close to getting a Chat with the Masters, and I want to interview him. I want to know what it's like to work for our company, T&D Media, and be the man of 1,000 tasks has completed none. You know what I mean? He's always doing. He's got his hands in everything.
He's doing something, but he's also doing nothing.
Yes.
Doing a lot of something nothing.
Hashtag up to nothing.
Yeah, something nothing. Hashtag something nothing.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what the world's doing right now? We're all up to something, but nothing's happening.
Right.
It's all just different. You start a bunch of cockamamie ideas and get them out 20% done, you're abandoning them.
Okay.
Anyway.
So on line one,
Yep.
I'm going to beg Tom to be respectful. We have a lady. Her name is Christina. If
Why?
you'll
I got to be
remember-
more respectful to the lady
You do.
than I do the men? No,
You do.
that's sexist.
No, well,
You have a pattern of history.
Yeah.
Of,
I have no pattern.
That's true.
That's the truest thing he's ever
I couldn't
said.
even follow through.
This guy, like they teach you don't know, Sam, but they teach little kids right before they get to be like maybe 3 or 4, they teach them patterns. And it's like really, really easy math. I bet you he couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's like I assume that everybody has a set way to brush their teeth by now, and they brush their teeth the same way.
Sometimes this guy puts the handle in his nose.
Oh,
It's
man.
always different.
But literally every time I brush my teeth, there's no rhyme or reason to it, and it's not like
How many different ways can you brush your teeth?
Different
well-
rooms. You don't have to use water. Use milk.
Yeah. Like all different amounts
Go
of
outside.
toothpaste. Like I never
On the balcony. Sometimes he just brushes the front too and leaves the other ones hanging moss.
That makes sense because he doesn't wash his
Yeah.
legs.
Sometimes he brushes his feet with toothpaste.
Anyway, so we have a new bit.
Yep.
And it's a female listener this time.
Yeah, she sent us an email.
She did,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she asked you for a bit. You said it was okay. On the line with us is Christina. Christina, welcome to a corporate time with Tom and Dan.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you, and I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page here before Tom starts, harassing you.
No,
good.
I'm not harassing anybody.
And up-slapping your teeth
No, I'm not
verbally.
doing that.
And
I'm not verbally.
he's
up-slapping anyone.
they call Tom Audio Scott Peterson.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's going to murder me. While I'm at it.
Hey.
Why would you say that?
Just got overturned.
Really?
No, I'm ready for any lashing that I get.
sentencing.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
I listen to you guys every day.
Well, thank you for doing that.
So, Christina, now I got a little bit of a
Boner.
Whoa.
of a kind of a run through about what you were going to do, and it was.
I literally read the email to you on air a week or two
remember
ago.
that. No patterns. No patterns.
You're right.
And that's what I mean by a little bit. You read it to me, but I was half listening. I was like zoning out.
Well, that's what you do to females, which is why I gave Christina the warning.
Yeah.
Because I know your eyes are gonna glass over somewhere during this segment.
So, Christina, how do you imagine this bit going? What's your plan? Tell me.
Well, I got the idea because my husband and I, we don't have any kids, so like our regular thing is every night we watch a show together, and we've run out of shows. Like because of COVID, like there's not a lot of new stuff out, and I was kind of a little bit snobby in my 20s. I didn't want to watch any reality shows, when that was the heyday going on with like the VH1 shows, like the Rock of Love and the Flavor Flav and all
those
that
are great.
stuff. Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, some
And,
call
like,
that, I mean, honestly, some call that the golden age of reality TV. You know, I remember
when it was still real.
Rock of Love and Rock of Love Bus is I mean, I have very, and I'm not
amazing.
joking right now, my wife and I have very good memories of watching those shows together because it was chef's kiss. It was great.
Absolutely. And like, so there's this free app you can get called Tubi, Tubi, and you can watch all of that old stuff. And it's awesome. And I'm just like discovering it, which you guys have already probably watched it, but it's been so long, you might want to revisit it because we have a great time watching that together. Also, this is more for Samantha because she likes horror movies like me. There is an app called Shudder. You do get a free trial, but it's like a few dollars a month, but it's all horror movies. But I want to point out, it's got dozens of different categories. So like if you're into funny stuff, like there's a movie on there called Dude Bro Party Massacre.
All right.
It's amazing.
So,
it's like really funny.
So, do you have the idea of this bit is going to be?
I started glazing over. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's a cadence.
No, I'm kidding with you. Chris, you gotta. Hey, if you're gonna come in here and if you want this, you're gonna have to be tough.
Yeah, you heard
I'll be a
Business
good
Baby.
sport. I'm
He
tough.
takes
I'm
his
tough.
whippings and he just keeps on babying.
Well, I also think he's a little too dumb to realize that we're slapping him good.
No, he just doesn't care.
Yeah, Christina's smart. I can tell that it's easy to hurt smart people's feelings.
Yeah. Business Baby, you power through.
Yeah.
You're hitting him in the head.
Yeah, I could literally throw a dart at Remy
It's like
and
those-
hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, look at the head.
Yeah, it's like those giants in like Lord of the Rings or whatever. They always get the giants just to slowly walk towards the wall, and they're shooting arrows. Thousands of arrows, hitting them, and they're hitting them with big flaming balls, and he just keeps walking because he's too dumb to understand what's happening, and he's just trying to deliver, and then he'll die.
Yeah, eventually he'll fall over flaming. You know, and it's sad when it
You'll be
happens.
like, my God, giant, you just slowly walk to your death.
And it's sad when it happens too, because all giants in those type of movies, or excuse me, I'll stay on topic. In those type of streaming movies, that when those giants fall, they when you look at them, you're like, that's a special needs giant. You know it is.
Yeah. And then you're like, man, this is abuse. And then they'll fall on half the army.
Yeah.
And then
No, don't fall on us. Oh man. Can you imagine being stuck? Okay, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
They send out the giant. Then they start launching the flaming balls. I'm like, oh God, not the flaming balls. The giant's on fire.
He could take a couple thousand arrows, but one
5
flaming
or
ball.
6 flaming balls. He falls flaming, and he's falling on me. And I'm like, no. And I'm sizing up where I know I can't run away.
Yeah.
But as he falls, I get caught right in his giant butt loincloth.
Oh yeah,
and I'm saved.
Oh, you do the Aladdin. You slide into the window opening as the giant piece of the castle.
So
rolls
now,
towards
but
you.
I'm trapped in his.
That was
I'm
for
trapped
Samantha,
in his
dude.
crap.
I'm not listening to you.
I'm
I zoned out. I'm waiting for
so
Christina.
He's gonna be pooping his pants too.
Thank
He's gonna
you.
be
So,
sucking a bunch of poop.
Christina, I'm trapped in the giant's butt, and I'm like, I got to get out of here before this guy bloats.
Yeah.
And then he starts bloating, and then I
that's-
ride out,
Maybe that's how you escape. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a whale being trapped in the whale and making sneeze.
and I surfboard out of the giant's butt.
So, Christina, we don't like it when the caller starts trying to improv with us.
Yeah. Don't ever riff with me.
We want to stay silent and be mad
Well,
that you're
no,
doing
I
this.
don't necessarily want you to stay silent. I want you to laugh me off.
Oh,
I want all the listeners to. When I tell jokes, I expect all of you out there to laugh me off.
There's no way I can.
Why do you
be
think I
as funny
do
as
this?
Daniel.
I come here and I laugh off all day.
I like that. So, all right, Christina, let's go over a couple TV shows that you've watched that you can suggest to us and the listeners.
Okay, so the first one that I think you guys would really like, it's the last Netflix show that I've watched. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it's called Prank Encounters, and it's got that cute little kid from Stranger Things, that Gaten, my gosh, Matanazzo or something. He's the kid with the teeth.
The Gums?
You know what I'm talking about.
Gums.
Yeah.
Oh, Fat
He's got a
Gums.
teeth-
Gums more.
Yeah.
It's little toothless Judah Freelander.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
All Judah Fat Gums.
It's the kid that looks like Judah Freelander that had his teeth knocked out.
Gaten Matarazzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matarazzo. Thank you,
Toothless
Sam.
Maserati.
So he's on a prank show?
Yes, he's hosting the prank show, and it's a really good one. And I just suggest watching the first one. The first one is very good. I don't think it's for children. I think it might scare the crap.
Yeah, but he's a
I
child.
think maybe Tommy could handle it.
Is it like Scare
Like he likes
Tactics?
creepy. It is, but it's longer, drawn out. Like,
there
it's
you
like
go,
drawn
Tom.
out.
Why didn't I know this existed?
Dude,
Oh, do you
That's
see
why
the-
you got Christina.
Hey, hold on. Now, I will tell you, Christina, picking a show that appeals to His Highness, Tom Van, I'm telling you right now, she's got the goods.
I'm
That's-
also voting for her name to be Christrema.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that.
See, she likes it. They hate it. I just
no,
want to.
no, I
They
don't.
looked at me like I was an insane person.
No, I was I was glazed over again because it's females.
I like my the hosts of my scary prank shows to not know where they are or what they're doing. That's why I've greatly enjoyed Tracy Morgan because every
Oh,
time.
I love him.
Because it looks
that's
like
great.
he has no idea what he's even hosting or what he's just reading the teleprompter.
Some
and-
people just handed me the piece of paper.
yeah. It's like, look at him. He has no idea what's going on.
Help me,
He
man.
doesn't. He's just flying by the seat of his pants. But yeah, that's one that I like because my husband and I actually watch it together. My husband won't sit there and watch Scare Tactics. He's like, I don't like it. It's too short. He likes the prank encounters because it's like a long con.
Okay.
So they get really into it. So I don't give anything away about it because
There
you
you
guys
go, Tom.
gotta watch
How
the
long do
first
they let
episode.
it go? I hope it's like they let it go weeks.
Christina, now, in your best, guess, would you consider it real or are they, because sometimes they will have actors and they'll,
Yeah.
fake these a little bit, or you could tell, there'll be some sort of minute detail that you're like, wait a minute, that's not how a normal person would act, and then you're like, oh, it ruins it because it's fake. Scare Tactics were so good because, there were so many things that you could tell were legitimate. And I think, except for some of them, they'd edit the end where, you were like, oh, that person realized this was all a joke, and they just edited it to make it work. But so,
There's a lot of
is
that.
it real?
I believe so.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I
great.
can pretty much spot that. So yeah, I definitely believe it's real, and it's lighthearted at the same time, but it's also very scary. I don't think the kids could watch it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
TV
telling you,
mature.
watch the first episode.
Okay.
Wow.
It's for adults.
Yeah.
Oh, look how excited you
Yeah,
are.
it's pretty scary. I think it would scare your kids.
Okay.
And what's the name of it one more time? It's called Scared.
Prank Encounters.
Prank Encounters.
It came out
With
last
Jason
October.
Matarazzo.
Now, the name of it is a little generic.
It is.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's like,
know.
I'm going to
It's
do
kinda
this new
corny,
show, and it's
yeah.
called
It's
Prank.
It sounds like the joke show that Scare Tactics would do to fool the people in Scare Tactics to think they're on a
Yeah,
prank show.
you're
It's
right.
like Prank
Yep.
Encounters. I think there was something similar to that. But anyway, what's the next show? Because we're limited in time, Christina. Sorry.
Okay. The next show I've already talked about Rock of Love and stuff, but I've been rewatching The Flavor of Love. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough rewatch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a rewatch. Well, let me see.
No, I've
No,
seen
no,
it.
no,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
if you've never seen that,
Yeah.
do it.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, then go all in. But I'm saying for me, I don't know if I can revisit that.
Yeah. Talk about special needs giant.
Dude, a girl took a crap on his stairs. In
Yes.
the second
Oh,
season.
Yes, I remember that.
It was
Now that I'd rewatch.
crazy.
Yeah.
And he is funny, and I really like him. I can't get over the New York character. She has a bunch of shows.
Oh, it gets worse.
But I
It-
hate her.
it-
But
well,
I'm kind of want to watch it. Should
Yeah.
I watch her stuff?
You should
Okay.
watch her show. Yeah, it's garbage.
What's great?
Chance
Okay.
of Love is good too,
What's-
where it's the two brothers.
I started that one. I just started
That's
it.
great. You'll
Is it
love
good?
that. Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, cool.
What's
Cool.
great
Okay.
about-
I love this bit, by the way. This is a good bit.
What's great about Flavor of
thanks.
Love is that when you get the dumber you are, the closer you are to a child, right? As an adult, so if you're a dumb adult, I lump you in the category of being
Yeah,
a child.
you're like
you
a
know?
baby.
And
Yeah,
what they all
I
like
agree.
is if they see doo doo. They all scream. They're like, doo doo, and they're wrong. It's like what we do. I'm loving myself as a dumb adult too. And then so when the doo doo fell on the stairs, if you were a doctor or smart, you would just be like, oh, someone had an accident. You would try to but
No,
when you're dumb,
you'd be an adult. You'd be like, I think someone's sick.
yeah. And then you would sweep up the doo doo, try to save the embarrassment. But when you're a dumb adult, you scream doo doo, and then you run like it's a bat in the room, and then
Well, you run in circles.
and
And
then
they're all dumb. They're
Yeah.
so
Oh,
funny
yeah.
to
So dumb.
watch. And then I feel kind of bad because I'm making fun of people for their different things. I'm not mean. I'm not a
Yeah,
mean
try
person,
doing
but-
it for a career.
Yeah, I'm
My
like,
God.
my husband's like, dude, don't feel bad about it because they're doing this for the show, and like it's okay to like for us to just laugh about it.
Yeah, but
I say that about everything.
That's a justification, I think, in old media times,
Yeah.
and that's why these shows existed.
I mean,
back
I think
then.
technically Hulk Hogan said that about using the N-word on a phone line. You know,
in the early 2000s, and I mean, in terrestrial radio, 90, like it used to be fine to bring someone of lower intelligence on your program, and then everybody, it's a dinner for schmucks scenario. You're laughing at him. You're like, look at this person. He tooted on the stairs, and you're like, we're all laughing. And nowadays, you could never do it because you're like, you can't put a bunch of people with
a
like,
lower IQ in a house.
Yeah, borderline. Like, is this a hate crime that we're doing? I was like, and then it would never work. But back then, we we're all about it. It was like all the special needs people or lower intelligence.
Remember when American Idol, the first 6 weeks of American Idol, it was just like, watch these weirdos. The first 6 weeks, it was like they would be like, we've scoured the entire nation for the world's craziest special needs people, and now we're going to exploit them, their families, and the diseases they have that are killing them.
Yeah, look at this bipolar girl, thinks she can sing. We're going to laugh at her. That's what it was.
Yeah,
this girl's mom is dying of cancer. She won't make it. It's terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
I never did it. So now I'm discovering it. I'm like, this is freaking gold.
Yeah. Listen, me and Daniel and Butler will watch old Howard Stern clips of
Beetlejuice. That's how I start my morning.
Listen, I'm not saying it's an older
I
generation.
remember him.
Christina, you're our age, right?
I just turned 40 last month.
Okay, you're around me and Daniel's age, and we. Honestly,
I mean, look, if you came up to our studio, I would draw on your body with a grease pencil and point out your flaws.
We're from a different generation. The younger generation is going to look at us.
They don't do that.
They're going to be like, these racist old POSs, like they're laughing at these shows. Flavor of Love is horrible. And we're going to be like, well, what's up? We don't know any better because that's how every generation does. We look at a generation above us and we're like, you racist POS, look at you do.
Yeah.
And so we'll be like that one day. And people will think that we are racist based on the time and
Christina,
10 years from now.
we do have to go. My producer's saying,
okay.
I apologize. It's our fault, not yours.
Yeah, they rambled all over your stream.
But you did
It's
good.
all good, man.
I think she did
All
great.
good.
Yeah.
I say we do it again. This has been my favorite out of all of them. This beats
What?
This is better than
thank
Business
you.
Baby. This is better than Business Bro.
Oh, yeah. What about...
It's better than Trucker Matt.
Oh, Trucker Matt?
Yeah.
What about Cadillac's Pat?
Oh, that's the worst one.
Cadillacs,
Oh, I
Pat.
love him. I love him.
What about Laxative Pat? Laxative Pat, what does he do?
What about Crazy McVeigh?
Crazy McVeigh.
And his
fertilizer bomb? Oh, it's Crazy McVeigh and his fertilizer bomb. And Laxative Pat's here.
What about Canadian Josh?
Oh.
And
I like
Nerd
him.
Jock?
I think he's awesome.
Canadian Josh is,
I like him.
He's
he's a nerd.
no, well,
He is a nerd, but we love him.
Yeah.
Too many nerds.
He's a
I want
stereotypical.
to hang out with
kind of a
some.
nerd,
I want to
too.
hang out with some cool people.
Well, cool people don't like talk radio or whatever the hell this is.
Well, according
just
to
telling you.
Tom, there's a spectrum of nerd and cool, and I'm somewhere on there. So.
Yeah. You're closer to the nerd. I'm sorry, Christina. Just by the fact
I
that you're-
agree.
Have I met you, Christina?
No, I have not. Unfortunately, I lived in Florida for 29 years and then moved. My husband moved me to frickin' Oklahoma, which I do love Oklahoma. I'm
Yuck.
not trying to be mean. I live near Oklahoma City, which is actually quite nice. It's very nice.
Big joke. I should have said it. Sorry.
Why'd you do that, man?
Close, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Too close.
I'm trying
Ixnay
to-
on the fertilizer phase.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to. Well, it's way cheaper to live here, guys. So
Yeah,
like,
because it's
with
because
B&Bs
all the
and-
Tornado boring crazy out there with the fertilizer.
because everyone that lives there is in a cabin writing a manifesto.
Well, can I tell you something funny before we get off the phone?
I don't know. It's up to my producer. Sam, do we have time?
I mean, technically, no.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll tell you next time. Okay. Are we
Okay.
good?
Okay.
Bye-bye?
All right.
Okay.
Christina.
All right. Bye-bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
I'll let you do it. Say bye-bye, Christina.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
You know what I like, Betty?
Huh.
Emails.
All right. Let's do one.
All right, this one is entitled Poop V Period. I've never felt more compelled to write an email. To suggest the notion that UFC fighters spray the octagon would not be awesome is nonsense, Tom. We all know Seth would be Barney Rubble laughing throughout every fight. Take a legendary hit, for example. If Brock Lesnar just sprayed diarrhea after Alistair Overeem liver kicked him, I don't know what I would be able to stop paying for PPVs. Also, I suspect that that we think periods are the grossest because we subconsciously juxtapose it as our D's hemorrhaging blood, and even typing this makes me want to pass out.
This person's a horrible... Don't ever email me again.
I think we talked about on a Friday Free Show that...
What are you...
You know, sometimes in UFC, like, there's been a couple accidents with people.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think we were talking about what would be worse, having diarrhea or having your period.
God.
I think.
Yeah.
That sounds like something we talk about.
We only kick around things that really need to be solved here. You know?
Yeah. Like, you're worried a hard-hitting topic. Really, things that make you think. We'll put that on a bio.
Removing Confederate statues. Is it erasing history? If you're fighting in the octagon, would you rather have diarrhea or your period? These questions and more on tonight's Tom and Dan. Let's go to the octagon.
I miss the beginning of shows that had the quintessential theme music that would get you excited about the show. And like I think that's why Unsolved Mysteries worked as a reboot, is because everybody remembered, it was so ingrained into our psyche and pop culture of like that.
Right.
And then there's other, like the Law and Order. I don't know if it was for you, but
Gung, gung.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, there's signature sounds and music.
Yeah.
Live from the Tom and Dan studio in the heart of Orlando and Baldwin Park, it's Gambling Report with Tom Van.
Yeah. It was all intros.
Hello, Tom Van.
We still hold that a little bit. Like we're more apt to go towards an intro. Because
We're more
that's what-
traditional.
We got a ton of intros for bits.
I don't want to do them anymore though. Now I'm just I'm just like, well, I tried to like.
It seems like a waste of
eliminate
time.
things, but our listeners like that because that's considered our style. So even when I take those things away, people typically email me and go like, no, do them. We like them.
Yeah, because
Whatever.
It's nostalgic to people, and that's what they. But if you think about it, an intro is just a waste of 30 seconds of like, okay, just
but
get to
people
it.
like to sing along and dance.
Yeah. I fall into it too because when if I listen to podcasts that have like their news intro or their saying, I'm like, they did it. If they didn't do it, I'd be like, wow, you're taking something away. And then, but what are you taking away? It's the same thing I've heard over and over, but it's something. You know?
Get it on, mandate. Gotta get it. Like, you got the Adam Carolla one. You got Lock the Gates. You got the Mark Maron one. Everybody's got their own little.
Yeah. We've done the like, welcome, and then we do our names. You know, and I think if we stop doing that, people will be like, "What? It's weird."
It's on
you
my
tried
shirt.
that, remember?
We tried to do it. People hated it, and so we made it. It's on my shirt. It says, "I'm Tom."
If you took away the Who's Porkin' theme song, I'd quit.
It's funny because you're just saying like, "Give me the waste." Give me the waste of time before you tell me anything.
It's just a little pizzazz on top of a.
It's a setup. It's part of the fit and the finish.
Right.
I can't get into it, but apparently, and we talked about this before. People listening to podcasts, 1.5 times faster.
That's what I do for like
to get information.
Yeah, if I'm doing like a podcast about podcasting, which this morning I was listening to one on 1.5.
So then you wouldn't want any intros because you're there for
get
just
the business,
info.
get out.
It's weird. I hate it because the theme song is like.
Yeah. I've done it before during football season to try to get as much info as possible for gambling. So and it's hard for me to do because I feel like I'm robbing myself of the way that it was intended to be presented to me.
Do you ever listen to podcasts slower?
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's funny.
Well, there's the drunk. Everybody sounds drunk.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I love the fact that alcohol slows your brain down because it's like. Depressant and poison and stuff, and we're like, look how drunk he is, but it's your brain.
Your brain's dying.
It can't function right. And we're like, look how wasted he is, and we think it's funny, but really, it should be sad, right?
Yeah, you're right. Now this has changed my entire life on how I think about this.
Yeah. When you're like, sees him, I go, oh, look at him.
That's how every after party sounds on my Patreon.
He's killing himself. That's why the only show I listen to.
His brain is poisoned.
I do like
poison ourselves before we record.
Yeah, look, it's a slurring. It's a brain
I couldn't
damage.
understand a word Butler said on your show.
Why? Because he's drunk?
Oh,
Oh, he told me that he took the Uber there and it was expensive as balls. And
He said he almost threw up in it too because he said he got motion sickness on the way there.
It's just the motions. It wasn't,
And then he also said that he forgot his toot pen. He was very upset, only to 10 minutes later find 2 of them in his pocket.
Forgot my toot pen. Have 2 of them.
So how did you? So you didn't even check your pockets?
I don't know.
When you told everybody you forgot your you didn't even pat your pockets for your toot pen. Why'd you proclaim to everybody you forgot it
Butler, get in here, brother.
without even looking?
Where's he at? Here he comes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not like he brought a bag with him, I don't
warm
think.
up Butler Cam.
I feel that's
He has to defend himself.
You know
Here
what
he
that
comes.
is?
He's
It did make me
settling
laugh when he pulled out 2 toot pens. I'm like, wait a minute.
like
I
a
thought you
magician.
didn't have any.
That's the equivalent
Those sneaky joggers.
to me.
Joggers.
Sneaky jogger trick.
I walk into the kitchen and I'm like, and I scream to Crystal like, "Where's my wallet?" And it's right in front of me.
Right.
But it was my instinct was to scream to her, "Where is it?" Before I even scan the room one time. It's the ultimate of
You know what I like
you
to do?
become codependent. And
I
lazy.
like to literally be in front of things. Like if my, I've got a warm dyed Mountain Dew in front of me. I like to sit here and you're Andrea, and I go, "Can you hand me that dyed Mountain Dew?" It's like literally, it's arm's length, man.
Yeah.
I'm real bad about it.
Yeah.
I'm real bad, and I'm working. I am. It's not. I don't do it on purpose.
What is it?
I don't know. It's whatever he's got. It's a version of that.
Okay.
I think it's called being a man.
Well, it's you become
Right?
accustomed to
kind of man.
Having someone serve you?
no,
No, you're
not
kind of a helpless baby a little bit.
yeah.
It's more helpless baby. It has nothing to do with.
You've
It's disrespectful to my wife. It's like it's.
I
not
blame the
me.
wife.
Oh.
And here,
All right, that's
hot take
This
here.
is gonna work out good.
Tom's hot take, blame the wife.
yeah, Sam looks really intrigued.
Yeah.
I am intrigued.
It's because she did it from years of correcting bad behavior. It has trained me, kind of like a dog, right? Where I now just rely on her to tell me what to do because it's better than doing the wrong thing in my mind that I'm going to do. And
Well,
she's
you're
gonna
always
correct
gonna
it.
do the wrong thing.
So then now I've learned that I'm like, now you do everything for me because now you yell at me so much for doing the wrong thing that I have succumbed.
Why don't you just ask her beforehand and then do it?
Yeah,
So you don't do it wrong. And then you also don't make her do it.
Don't want to do that.
Okay.
Because then I'll admit to myself that I'm an idiot.
But
I
you know
can't-
that already.
No, but
Has
this-
there ever
in
been
this way?
Has there ever
huh?
been a time where you have asked your wife the correct way to do something, and then you followed it to a T, but she still said you were wrong?
No, because sometimes when I do something that she's been yelling at me about, for instance, loading the dishwasher, right?
Okay.
I do it wrong every single time, right? Or not to her liking. And then every once in a while, I'll snap into it because usually I'm just doing it like I'm like.
And is her way proven better?
I don't know, but in her mind it is, and it's probably more efficient or whatever. She's thought about it. I don't care. And then I'll do it the way I'll be like, put the plates here and the thing. And then she'll notice, she'll be like, "Oh, look at that. You did what I said." And then she'll be like, "Why can't you do that with everything?" And then I'll do it wrong the next time. And so it's no rhyme.
Keep
or
her on her
reason.
toes.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
So you know how to do it, right?
If
I mean, it's a dishwasher. You just put the dishes in there.
I'd have to concentrate, and I don't want to do that.
Can't let her get that W, man.
Yeah.
This is weird. You guys are crazy.
Sometimes when I'm wrong, I'll break things.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're a child.
That's a different type of
You don't have
feeling.
that one.
Yeah. That's if he's angry that that his wife pointed out that he's
Yes.
wrong. I just get defeated. I just like
Yeah.
I
I
just
just
you were angry.
and together we make a T&D media.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So
what were we talking? What was
His toot pens got
So
lost in his joggers,
what
I
it-
guess.
you told everybody you didn't have a 2-pin. Then
Well,
it's right
man,
there.
I was getting so motion sickness on the way there because the guy, the horrible Uber driver was just accelerate, stop, accelerate, and I wasn't
That's what
feeling
cars
it.
do.
No, but this guy he didn't use his brake. He was just accelerate and let off, then accelerate and let off. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was
So
bad driver, and so I was getting nauseous, and so I gave up instantly on patting. I was like frantically patting down. I was like, oh man, I left him.
Too nauseous to pat.
And then I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna throw up. I was like, I need to chill out. And I was like, so I just sat there and stared out the window.
I
for the
want
rest
you to
of the
do
way.
that move where you pull your shirt over your. And you're,
I was wearing a mask,
on.
so I was like already. So I was
it shoots out the back.
it shoots out the sides. Like
Or it just piles up inside the pouch.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't have the elasticity to do like the balloon.
Oh, they need to make masks that are just big balloons, like a feed bag that I wear.
Yeah.
And I'm like coming home drunk in an Uber. I'm just
and it fills up.
and it's fine. And then what you do, you just tie a knot in it and throw it away.
I have seen someone do that with a plastic. I was going to
Are we
say
being-
garbage
are we
bag,
being
but
attacked?
grocery bag.
Hold on.
I don't know. It's like a motorcycle outside.
Oh, I thought it
But
was
they
an
put the
airplane.
loops
I
over
thought
their
the-
ears and just puked in the bag.
Oh, God.
That's a thing that's...
I thought the Red Baron was outside.
It's called the drunk buddy. Yeah.
Speaking of Red Baron, Tactical Hat just threw a Red Baron pizza.
Trash food. Trash food.
You're eating a Red Baron pizza? What? You goddamn middle school? Is your grandma serving you a middle school snack? Tactical Hat, you're goddamn rich and you're an old man.
Oh,
You can't eat the Red Barons.
He's eating
he's snack crazy.
He's
a rich
eating
old
a
man.
Red Baron pizza.
That's what kids
That's
eat.
some garbage, man. Come on.
That's what kids eat.
Oh, God, I got...
He
He's got like
said,
a Bruce Wayne Jaguar.
oh, it's
He's
a Red Baron Mexican pizza.
Oh,
And he said, it's going to be good in 13 minutes.
Oh, my God.
No.
Red Baron Mexican, never eat that. Oh, my God.
Anti-American.
Mr. Barron has no idea what goes into a Mexican
Oh,
pizza.
my God.
If
If he did, his name would be Senor Baron. But it's not. He's German. He's a goddamn Nazi. And you don't eat Nazi pizza. It's disgusting. Because they're racist, horrible people.
Nazis don't know how to make
No.
Mexican pizzas.
There's one thing I'll die on the hill, and it's Nazis don't make the best pizzas. They make the worst pizzas.
He is just zooming down, shooting a machine
Oh,
gun.
and then Juan chimes in and he says,
Huh?
it was World War I, not World War II. Doesn't matter, still German.
Yeah. And he was he definitely
He dabbled.
like Red Baron. He retired, or he didn't retire.
He was a
just
sympathizer.
He trained Nazis in the World War II or
He-
something.
yeah.
He didn't just,
knew a couple.
He didn't just say I'm out. Like he did, like I fought in World War I and now they're Nazis. I'm out of here. He conformed.
I've killed enough. I'm out of the game.
Yeah,
Gonna go make pizzas now.
He was definitely like a flight school
You know what?
instructor or
I'm a
something in the Nazi
pacifist.
army.
I'm a pacifist now. I put my hands up. No more
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
for me. But I will investigate making... Well, what if somebody took a taco and flattened it and made it like our friends in the old Italia?
I like it. Like he's seen. I mean, my God! Imagine the atrocities that Red Baron saw in World War One. Like the people are getting gassed. They were fighting in trenches. He's just driving.
He got
it-
shot down.
He's-
See, Juan's giving us the whole...
Oh.
See, Juan doesn't understand that he can list everything in the chat room of what the Red Baron actually did. It doesn't matter.
He
Why
got
do you
shot
know
down.
so much about Red Baron?
He got shot down. And then he's like
I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm sorry.
he crashed. Ask him about Texas Pete. Knows about that.
Ask him about Sarah Lee.
Oh, he was a history major. I don't know that I knew that.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Of course he was.
Ask him about the Twinkie cowboy.
Ask him.
Twinkie Cowboy.
It's Twinkie the Kid. Ask him about Twinkie the Kid. Frito Bandito.
He knows it gives it big.
Never ask about the Twinkie Cowboy. Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
it's tough to go from mustard
Oh, we gotta
gas to
go.
pizza. Oh my God. Go, bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan. Our producer Samantha's here. Hey, Sam.
Hello.
Butler is in the other room. There are tons of people joining us in the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. You can watch all of our shows, live video stream, live from our studio and the beautiful Streamline studio. And you can check us out, see Fish Cam, and join the chat. It's a lot of fun. Let's dig into some voicemails. We have tons of them. And why don't you let everybody know how they can leave a voicemail?
It's easy. You could call us.
Yeah, there's two
traditionally.
ways, yeah.
It's 1-844-TOM and Dan, and just leave a traditional voicemail, or you can get our free app. Just search Tom and Dan on your app store, and then through the app, you can leave a voice message, and that's easy as well. So yeah, get the app. It's free, and all our content's on there. So it's all organized, and you can, if you sign up through the BDM page, you get a BDM shows and all that.
Yes, sir. I like you, Ronnie.
Hey, mediocre crew. Do you guys ever eat peanut butter straight from the jar? Like, just open the top, stick a spoon in there, and eat it? Like, not like the whole thing, but just a couple spoons. I tell people that, and they just think I'm crazy. Also, what's your favorite brand of peanut butter? I'm a Skippy's guy, and I have a story behind that. It's because when I went to Publix to buy peanut butter, Peter Pan was on BOGO, and I was in the aisle, and I was like, which one should I get? The one with the honey, the one with crunchy? And then this old guy came out of nowhere, and he grabbed a jar of Skippies and just looked at me and just said, "Skippies is the best," and just walked away. And
You're an
so
easy
from
sell,
that
man.
moment on, I just put down the BOGO, grabbed the Skippies, and went with Skippies moving forward in my life.
One
What are
old
your
man
thoughts?
told you Skippies was the best.
Because he was Skippy. The ghost of Skippy roams the aisles to. Yeah, I've had them all. I've had Jif. I've had Jif Creamy.
I don't know that I
Jif
prefer a peanut
Crunchy.
butter over the other, but I've never eaten it straight out of the jar.
As a young man, we were a Peter Pan household.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that was because of my dad. And he also liked crunchy. peanut
Okay.
butter. He did not like
I
smooth.
loved crunchy when I was a kid, but now I go smooth. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't like remnants of peanuts in my teeth.
Yeah.
They hang around. They don't really break down much. So I'm a smooth peanut butter man. I like with honey. There's one called Bee's Knees.
Yeah.
That's a brand. It's pretty good. A little
Yeah.
expensive.
How do you guys feel about what is it called? Goober, where it's the peanut butter and the jelly
Goober
together?
grape? Yeah, it's mixed.
Do you like that or no?
They
That's for
shouldn't-
babies.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be mixed.
Yeah, I get that for Tommy and Max for going.
Well, that's just because it's easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all in one jar.
Yeah.
If you're camping, it's fantastic.
Dude, I didn't grow up eating peanut butter, so I never.
all?
No. My mom never made peanut butter jelly sandwiches, or at least that I can remember. It was always bologna and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Or
Bologna.
I was a Kraft single, but it never peanut butter. So now I never eat peanut butter. I'll eat it and it's fine.
Yeah, I love it.
It's but I don't eat peanut butter sandwiches.
It's
I
a
don't put it on.
food I like too much.
Ooh, peanut butter banana, so good.
Yeah, it's a food I like too much, and I do eat it
I don't
straight
eat
out
it
of the
that
jar.
often.
And I never go more than one spoon, though. I've never gone, if I get a spoon of peanut butter, because I'm going to assume that's a pretty decent snack to hold you. You know,
Oh, yeah. Got
so
protein.
if we're going out to eat or something, you know that time, everybody's done this, where you get home from work or whatever, and you're going out to, well, we haven't done it lately,
Right.
but you're going out to meet friends for dinner.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if I'm ever going to do that again.
Oh, yeah.
But
do it now.
but you're hungry, you know what I mean? And your wife's like, "No, we're eating," and you're in that weird time where you've got about an hour and a half before you get to the restaurant, probably 2 hours and a half before you eat. But it's not long enough. If you eat now, so I eat a spoon of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hold you over.
Yep, every single time.
You know, this is how disassociated I am from peanut butter and my smoothie, but I eat peanut butter every GD day in my damn smoothie, and I didn't even think about that, because I'm thinking about it like a sandwich or something. But
Right.
I have a dang
Peanut
butter power.
How long have we been eating these peanut butter pretzels every day at the studio for snacks?
Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah.
So
Big fan.
for a while, Crystal was buying like the healthy, or at least in her mind, it was healthier.
Oh, like
the
sunflower butter?
all natural, peanut butter or whatever. But
The oily, the natural kind that's oily.
Yeah, I hate that.
Too oily.
Because there's a whole like 2 inches of oil on top, and then I gotta take I hate it every time, and then you get the Peter Pan or the Jif, and you're like, oh, it's
Perfect.
perfect every
Yeah.
time. And then
Yeah, because it's all processed garbage, right?
Yeah.
and then when you get to the bottom of the natural one, it dries out because the oil had already gone. So the bottom remnants, like the bottom end,
gotta
like
mix
crusty.
it's hard. Or it's like it's tacky, and you can't spread it. It's not smooth. It's all chunky.
Oh, I can spread it.
and there's no oil in it.
You got to get the
I got
oil
so
down to the
mad.
bottom.
Yeah, she gave up on that finally.
You got to mix it and then put it in the fridge, and it stays mixed.
Yeah. I didn't mix it the first time, and I ruined it.
You just smear the oil on there. This looks weird.
I'm like, drink the oil. I think.
Here, I poured the oil. I put some ice cubes in there. Cool it down. My wife buys Peter Pan whipped, and it's whipped peanut butter. And I told her she's a fool because the jar's the same size as a regular jar of peanut butter, but it weighs like it's like a cloud. There's
they
nothing
put
in
air
it.
in it, yeah.
It's just whipped peanut butter. So you're getting like I think
Less
the
peanut butter.
equivalent of like a spoonful of peanut butter just whipped to be big.
Right.
I'm like, you're getting scammed.
Yeah, they cheated. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The whipped peanut butter is like, how do we take like the same peanut butter and make it 3 times as big? And
Thank
sell
you.
it for
Juan
the same
saying the
price?
same thing in our Twitch chat room. He's talking about whipped cream cheese. Yes, I don't want it whipped. I want the real thing.
Yeah.
Whipped, you're just putting air into it. And I get it has its place.
Right.
Like whipped peanut butter on like a
is
cupcake as
easy to
frosting would be
spread.
phenomenal.
Ah.
But I don't want that on my sandwich. It's too light.
Yeah.
But it is so much easier to spread and deal with, So I think whipped peanut butter is for lazy people like me that just want the easiest spreadable thing for their kids.
Well, crunchy will tear your bread apart.
Yeah.
I used to hate that as a kid.
All my kids hate we accidentally got the ones with the chunks in there, chunky. Oh, they hate the chunky.
Yeah, it's crunchy.
Or whatever it is. They hate.
Chunky is a candy bar.
Isn't there chunky peanut butter? I think there is.
I think it's crunchy.
I think it's crunchy.
It's all crunchy. Every brand.
If your peanut butter's chunky, that's a little different than crunchy.
Well, it could be chunky and have the peanuts
Chunky
in it.
is a soup, and chunky is like a fat boy.
Is there a chunky peanut butter?
There is a Smucker's Chunky.
That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. I knew that someone
Well,
used
no matter
chunky.
what you say.
Smucker's Natural Peanut Butter Chunky.
Yeah. But
That's disgusting.
Everything else says crunchy. That
Yeah,
I see.
crunchy. This is sit and stand again. Crunchy is the way it's supposed to be. If chunky
it's a Smucker's Natural. That's what Crystal was buying with the damn oil on top, and she bought the chunky one, and then the kids hated it.
I don't want chunky.
Oh yeah. Is it? How much better is it? What's in the other one that's bad for you?
I think it's like no, it's that what is it? That hydrogenated oil. You know, the real bad.
How bad is that?
Yeah,
really?
it clogs your arteries and.
Yeah, but if you're not eating it every day.
I heard it's real
It's
bad.
fine.
Oh, I eat it every day. Every hour of the day.
We just need some sort of meter on all foods that tell me like how bad the poison that they put in there is. Because
the back is too complicated. I need coding like what we did for the terrorism. You know, like we have I know green is okay.
Yeah.
I know yellow's
red.
red. I'm like,
you're out.
That's what I need.
Now I don't know why a food manufacturer would ever print
Red, yellow,
labels
green.
with red, but bad for business, I guess. But I need it.
So I'm walking down the aisle. I look at the peanut butter. I'm like, red, yellow. Oh, there's green. Oh, they got a lot of oil. Yellow it is.
Yeah. Because it's not as bad as red.
Yeah. Not as bad as red, but tastes better than green.
Yeah. The green, I don't want too good and healthy. It's too chunky.
There's a lot of people that won't eat peanut butter, right? Didn't Butler stop eating peanut butter because he got diarrhea?
No, he still makes the nuts, all the nut butter.
What did he say he stopped eating because it gave him diarrhea the other day?
What's the best? Okay, Butler, get in here.
Oh, man.
He left, no.
Because I feel like the peanut butter.
You really yelled at him that time. I didn't like that.
Peanut butter may be the worst of all the nut butters.
Well, it's not a nut.
Oh, it's a lagoon, right?
Correct.
A legume.
So,
Not a lagoon.
Well, why don't they call it a...
He just called it a lagoon, like the Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields.
Hey, people know what I'm
Why do
saying.
they call it a peanut then?
Because people are stupid.
It's not a peanut. It's a penis and a lagoon. It's a penis lagoon. Tom Vine.
It's a pea bean.
Got it.
So why?
My sons are gonna go through these quotes that everybody's been keeping track of. Like, my dad was an idiot. All these quotes are horrible. These quotes are from a stupid person.
What did you say last week? You stopped eating because he gave you diarrhea?
Man, I don't know.
That could have been anything.
That was Monday, I think.
So okay,
and we all busted out laughing.
What nut or legume makes the best butter? It's hard for me.
What's the best butter legume?
I mean, I don't know. I think I like cashew. I think the cashew flavor in the.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
So a cashew nut will make a very
It's very oily, so it's good.
because
Especially when you lightly roast it.
You've got oily cashews.
better than the because the peanut is the basic bitch of nuts and legumes or whatever. It's the one that's most plentiful and easy to farm. How does that work?
I don't farm nuts.
Well, you make nut butter with your wife. You know nothing about nuts.
No.
I'm like, Britain
when you
nuts.
put it
I
in
call
there.
you in here for certain things. I'm like, he knows
It's
about the
England and nuts, man. That's
it.
why we hired you. When we started this business, Tom goes, "You want to start a podcast?" I go, "Yeah, I want to start a podcast." He's like, "But hey, I got to warn you. There's 2 things I don't know about. Nuts and England." And I go, "Me neither. What are we going to do?" He's like, "Well, I know a guy.
We're gonna get a British guy that makes nuts.
We're going to
butter.
get a British peanut man in here."
But that's what I thought you. I hired you under false pretense.
Yeah, and you're already stopped wearing the peanut costume with the top hat. And here we are.
2 weeks, and I was like, all right, I won't make him wear it, but I liked it better when he did.
You know what's funny though is he still wears the hose, the black hose to make his legs look like little sticks, and the spats.
Yeah. It was like the equivalent of me wearing the bear suit, but just the bottom half
Yeah,
because
just
I
take
got
that.
tired of it. Anyway,
You know nothing about peanuts.
I mean, no, I don't use peanuts.
Well, what
it's
kind of-
cashews, almonds.
okay, so almonds. So
yeah,
like
correct.
And how do you sweeten your nut butter?
A little bit of monk fruit.
Monk fruit.
Monk fruit.
What's a monk fruit?
Mung.
It's a natural sweetener.
Mung, not
Okay.
monk.
All right.
Monk.
So cashews and
Monk fruit.
almonds make good butter. What else? What about that? The one that looks like a brain that I pick out because I like
Walnut?
walnut. Is it a walnut? It's
Yeah.
like
The one that looks like a brain.
Yeah.
Can you make
pecan, walnuts? Yeah, you can
all
do
that butter, dude.
100%. Yeah.
All right. Out of all of them, though,
What about sunflower seed butter?
You can. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like
I've
it.
seen it at
I don't. I
Publix.
We
don't
bought
typically
it.
like it. Yeah.
We
I don't
bought
like
it because Maisie's daycare back in the day wouldn't let her have peanut butter,
oh yeah.
and we had to do, and it is bad. It is not good.
So okay, talk about the peanut allergy thing, and I've heard so many people mention this.
I want to
but what's-
see it happen. I've never seen it happen. Like I've asked this
people
question
die.
before. No, but I want to see.
them die.
No,
Oh my
I want to
God.
see
It's
it in
a-
a controlled area. I want to see somebody with an extreme peanut allergy touch a peanut. I want to see what happens.
So is it true? And I have no idea
Do
about
they
any
just
of
start
this.
convulsing? Do they explode?
Is it true that society has more peanut allergies or nut allergies because of the fear that kids would have a peanut allergy, and then therefore they didn't give their kids peanuts early enough, and they developed some allergy based on they weren't introduced to that peanut early? Because I heard people other moms and people say this like they're scientists or whatever. I have
it's
no
so-
idea.
but
But is
the-
that
I don't know anybody who has a peanut allergy. to
It's
be
so
honest with you.
common though, and then people say it's like somebody in our chat room is even saying that their nephew is extremely allergic. I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying like what happens because here's the thing: peanuts are
breathing.
like if you're walking through the checkout aisle to
Yeah.
your right are nothing but peanut-based snacks.
And
Is it that dangerous for you to be near that?
well, they won't even serve peanuts on an airplane if one person has a peanut allergy. Like they won't give it to anybody.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How do
Oh,
they
yeah.
know that though?
Because you call in and say,
Oh, you have to call in.
Oh God,
Yeah.
don't be that person.
Well, I guess though there's
Well,
tons
it's
of
life or death, you know. Or, you know they're
Well,
gonna sit there and,
well, that's the
You're
thing.
ruining my flight.
They're nowhere verifying it, so you could just be like, I have a peanut allergy, and then therefore no one else gets peanuts on the flight.
And then went right before you land. You walk to the bathroom and you stand up and you go, everybody attention. I didn't have a peanut allergy. You're welcome.
okay, just to you want to make everybody's experience slightly less good.
Well, you make yourself a villain, I feel like.
Also, if you did have a peanut allergy and someone was eating peanuts on a plane, would you somehow inhale the particles that were floating around and therefore get some sort of allergic reaction? Is it that bad?
I think some people are that
I think
sensitive.
it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are super sensitive, and then some people have nothing.
But going back to my original question, was it caused by society
I don't know,
not giving
but
peanuts
America
early?
does have the highest rate of peanut allergies
Yeah, I've heard
compared
that.
to other countries.
And
And in Europe, it's actually eggs. That's their high allergy.
Huh? Because
think
maybe
it's
they
a-
don't eat enough. when
yeah,
they're young.
rate of
I don't know.
consumption. I think.
I'd
it has
rather
to do
have
with that.
egg out. If you had to choose, which would you rather be allergic
Do
to?
Europeans eat less eggs?
I think they eat more. I think maybe.
But
They
then you
eat-
got to
you
think
eat
about
meat.
everything that eggs are in, right? So like a lot of the baked goods you
Oh, yeah.
have eggs
A
in
lot of
them.
stuff.
Mayonnaise has eggs in it.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Salad
I
dressings, mayonnaise.
was just trying to make a correlation of like if you're not introduced to
It
certain
could be
foods,
over time.
then, yeah.
Your body.
I mean, Dan, you're slightly allergic to shellfish. I mean, you used to enjoy shellfish, didn't
Yeah,
you?
and
But
it
yeah,
just
that
adult
was
onset.
it,
It was
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And somebody in our Twitch chat room, this one's crazy. Cat Zav says, I'm allergic to cucumbers.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
So good.
Hold on,
I could live with that one.
That's
That's fine.
crazy.
is okay. Where,
But how allergic?
call
Like,
in-
is your throat swollen up? Or
Could you drink Hendrix? Like, as a cucumber gin? Could you drink that?
So hold on.
Could you touch one?
My wife hates cucumbers with all her.
Like a cat?
Why?
She hates
Yeah, so
them.
does my wife.
She despises cucumbers. Likes pickles. Hates cucumbers.
My wife
They're
hates
weird.
both.
So weird.
And so she one time was at a restaurant and she ordered a salad and she said no cucumbers, and then they brought her cucumbers, and then she hates them so much she didn't want them touching her food because she could taste the taste or whatever. And she told.
It's a pretty mild taste.
I know. I believe me. I make fun of her.
My wife hates them too.
I bully her. I said whatever, but she
I eat
asked.
all of them.
She asked for him not to be on there. Anyway, she got the salad. It was cucumber crazy, and she told the waiter because she didn't want the waiter to she didn't want to be a bitch.
Because you guys are both awkward.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, but can you make me a new salad? I'm allergic to cucumbers. Because in her mind, she's not allergic, but she hates them so much.
So she's allergic to water.
So she is being a passive aggressive bitch.
And she thought it was less of a bitch move than.
Just take them off.
No,
that's the less bitch move.
That's
Just
what
take the
you
cucumbers
do.
off the salad.
You do that too. You
But she
lie
hates
to
the
people
taste.
to take the
Yeah,
path
yeah.
of least resistance.
But
And then just pour dressing all over it.
the waiter
Fine.
said nobody's allergic. It's impossible to be allergic to cucumbers.
Now
I called-
that guy's a dick.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Well, he
I
knew
like
she
that,
was
though.
lying, and then I laughed and laughed, and then and then
I would have cried laugh.
and then she.
I would
looked-
have got if I was her at that point. If I'd already said that I was allergic to cucumbers and he said that back to me, I would get up and leave.
Well, it turns out she researched it because she was so mad, and then I think in her research online, it's not a thing, being allergic to cucumbers, and so the guy was right, but I could be wrong.
But she could be like, she could be like, it upsets my stomach. Like when I have them, it doesn't agree with
That's
me personally.
easier. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I mean,
Cucumbers give me diarrhea.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Can you look up?
My father was killed by a
Is
cucumber.
it possible to be allergic to cucumbers? Because I believe during our research at the table that day, we determined that it wasn't. So I want to
It
call.
can make people itchy. But cucumbers are made up of 96% water and only 5 calories per ounce and a small amount of vitamin C and trace minerals.
I'm allergic
So
to
there's
water
nothing-
and vitamin C.
So
It's
there's
not going to kill you.
But there's nothing really for you to be even allergic to because it's just a water fruit or whatever the hell, a water vegetable, and then it has some vitamin C, and so I'm calling you a liar, whatever you're.
Whoa.
No, it's not necessarily
What?
necessarily true because it says it could have a reaction similar to hay fever, and certain pollen. So it could make you like itchy or like your face get red or something, but it's not going to be super severe.
But it could. But how rare?
I
is
like my
that?
cucumbers about medium well.
Because I mean, like you said, a cucumber's made of nothing. It's some
water.
It's some vitamin C and some minerals. What are you allergic to? The minerals?
You could.
But that
It's
would
definitely not common.
That's a deeper problem if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
allergic to like some mineral
So
content.
I'm calling this lady that says she is allergic to in our chat room, just like my wife. You're making that up because you hate cucumbers. You're not actually allergic to them. You just don't like them, and you're saying you're allergic because of it's easier for society to feel bad. If you just say you don't like them, then I think society's like, oh, just take them off. What are you, big baby? But if you say you're allergic, then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I could.
It's the
cause you a
same
problem.
reason that,
Right.
like, if I
You
don't.
can't. There is a cucumber allergy. That is a thing. It is a thing,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
I know
very
what-
rare.
I know what Tom's
and
saying.
it's it'll give you like watery eyes, swelling of the lips, itchy mouth,
It'll
persistent
pickle you,
cough.
basically.
Okay, I want this listener to come in here. We'll give her a cucumber and then see what happens.
My God, you're gonna kill the lady.
That
No,
also-
you said
that
it's not
also
dangerous.
Sounded
We have an
really
EpiPen.
weird. I mean, don't say that.
No, you said it's not. It
This guy's
can't
a
be
real
deadly.
Howard
I'm
Stern.
not a
He's
doctor
like,
either.
If any girls want to
The
come
internet.
up here, we'll give them the cucumber and a hoo hoo hoo.
Yeah, you just let's see if you get some scratchy eyes or red eyes or whatever. I bet nothing like that happens to you. You just didn't like cucumbers. You say you're allergic to it. You're stuck in your ways. I know.
Kadzaf.
Mm-hmm.
The ball
She's
is
saying,
in,
Tom, you were wrong. It's actually due to environmental allergies that become trapped in the cucumber because of its high
wait.
water content.
environmental allergies that have been absorbed by the cucumber.
Oh,
Then you ingest the cucumber.
You got a service animal, don't you?
Oh.
I'm just saying this sounds.
My God.
This sounds like something a person with a tiny Yorkie that PP's the airport has, and you're like, "This is my anxiety dog." You're like, "No, it's not. It's just your PP Yorkie,
and it's eating your
and you
cucumbers.
don't want to put it in the belly of the plane." Anyway, so you're saying that it absorbs seasonal allergies.
And then you eat the cucumbers, and then you have the allergies.
So you just have allergies. You're not allergic to cucumber. You got allergies.
I can taste the leaf dander in here.
yeah. So that's different, right? Tom Van Wright again.
Oh!
I'm just saying. Play my music. I'm just clowning you. I don't care.
In a natural one, he's like, I'm just clowning you.
I don't really care about your cucumber allergy. Anyway.
But if you were his wife, you'd care.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not real.
Wait a minute.
Fake news.
All right.
Oh
what do we
my
got next?
You gonna take a break?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. All right. Bye.